So,
Continue.
I like that. You wait a few moments, around 5 minutes, and eventually this woman walks down the stairs with Hator in tow, but Hator just kind of like sits at the bottom of the stairs and doesn't, like, he's in the room but not like in the conversation. The woman who approaches is quite clearly a samurai. The armor is made of other suits of armor, but not to the extent of the other weavers. This is made, but more thought has been put into it. It looks a little older. It's all painted black. She's a strong drow woman, similar sort of bloodline to Voss. Hair up in a bun, stoic, cold face, and around here, proudly displayed, is a Ronin brand, very ugly, warped, burnt flesh. She holds a Odachi at one side and walks up, looking over all of you with an eye that you've received from Voss many times before.
Confusion?
If it's confusion, it's hidden behind a layer of skepticism.
Right.
What is she thinking on her surface thoughts?
She seems calm. Well, I am told that you come here for peace.
Yes.
Which is good. That's our goal.
Also good. Where would you like to...
It's nice to meet you.
Yes.
This is Raka.
Hello.
This is Boss. This is Brophy.
You may call me Hinonio. But I also answer to Ronin. And I'm quite proud of the fate the city befalled me. And if we're given the chance, we will help move the city into a new age where they won't cast out their honorable members. You want the same?
That seems positive.
You want to change?
I think we can all agree to that.
Yes. We actually just tried to convince those remnants in the noble parts of the city to abolish slavery. That's been
I think they will too.
Going to put one leg up on the coffee table. And like
is it
over.
a wooden coffee table? Like, is it like a real wooden coffee table?
Probably not. Probably glass.
Okay. Ooh. Still nice.
And lean closer and say, I get that you want that. But how far are you willing to go to get it?
Well, that depends on what you consider by far. Far is a measure of distance. Distance implies that it's far away to begin with. I don't believe it is.
Quite wise. It's not far at all. True peace isn't far away.
I think that's the first time anybody's ever called me wise.
She glances to the stairs and then back to you and stands up straight. But what can you four of a house of diplomats do for us?
We are looking for unification. We are looking to stop the fall of a city. We are looking to make sure that people are taken care of.
A voice calls down from the stairs. Then you would be well to assist us in creating a meeting between all the players.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
A lady walks down the stairs with black hair and wearing a as drow dresses goes, it's pretty practical, holding a bundle of books and things over one arm. And you've encountered this before. Well, the hair is different, the outfit different, there's no goggles. It is noticeably Tanuma. Tanuma 2, it seems, based on the brand and the hand. And she will walk down and kind of motion to the Ronin and say, these ones from Daveskos, they do mean peace. I believe they do very well in talking to the influential members of the city, and we can all talk and we can all sort out a new plan for a new Narashiro.
Something I would like to know.
Boss.
Did you, in fact, aid the Sun Elves in the destruction of the High City?
That is a good question. Yes, says Tanuma very quickly. In fact, there are Sun Elves above us right now. In the penthouse.
And for what purpose did you do this thing?
Destruction was going to happen one way or another. With me involved, I can help move it towards peace. My sister is up with the Sun Elves right now, talking of peace. Peace between not just the city and the slaves and the people in it. Peace between everyone. Not even just the Sun Elves, the other creatures in the surface. Things we could learn, things we could rebuild, we could change. Everything.
You know, we've met a lot of Tanuma clones, and there is one thing I've noticed amongst all of you. Your overwhelming arrogance and stupidity.
Rakath just puts exactly what I'm doing right now.
Her expression of, like, a genuine excitement just purses to a coldness.
You don't care who you kill. Just like your sisters.
We did not come here to fight.
I'm saying this sternly to both Yuna and Voss, not
No,
you.
but I didn't come here to work with mass murderers either.
We did not plan to destroy the High City.
No, you
believe-
just helped it.
I believe the Daimao did that herself.
And if you aid a crime, you should face the consequences of it.
Have you not assisted the Daimao in her
Hold.
actions?
Everybody hold.
Really?
What do you mean you think the Daimao did that herself?
She was making a weapon, she was collecting aether, she intended to use that weapon to destroy a city on the surface where the High
So
Elves
instead, you thought it'd
live.
be better if we killed our own people.
I didn't think anything. I wasn't in the High City when it blew up.
No, you didn't think anything, did you?
You know.
I'm going to
I
I don't care if
see.
you were her little slave.
I'm going to speak
Rofi.
only to
No,
Tanuma
no.
for a moment and just say,
This is not the conversation that will help. Let me have a conversation with you separately at a later time. We'll converse.
Rovi would have said no. We help with the supplying of the crystal.
A crystal that would destroy our enemies. But due to interfering forces, due to the ever wise and intelligent Tanuma, was turned on her own people, which she feels no remorse for.
I feel glad that a few thousand people died instead of millions.
Well, I feel glad that there's at least, one or two or three less of you in this world.
If you're not here to talk about peace, then you're not here to talk at all. I think, and she looks to Hinonyo, who is clearly a puppet in this situation right now.
It's really unfortunate, Ronan. I really liked you. Too bad you're nothing but a fucking plaything in all of this.
She has that similar, very, very common in Drow high society look of, you're insulting me, but I'm not going to say anything, but my face speaks wonders. And is just going to motion to the door.
Rakath doesn't move even a little bit.
The Ronin will say, it was an honor to meet you, and things are in
Slave
flux.
shouldn't speak, Ronan. And I'll walk out.
She is going to draw her sword. Not move, because you're walking out. But she's going to draw her sword at that.
Rakath puts his hand up and just motions for her to lower it, if possible. And Rakath is actually going to take a seat.
I feel like it goes without saying that the second she draws her sword, Voss also draws his sword, and will then follow Yuna out and just say, perhaps your honor will be restored on the field of battle when you die for your cause, and just leave with Yuna.
Rofi, go with them. Keep them on track.
Do you have? And he's gonna do the little like sending stone.
I have one. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And I'll go with.
I'm not going with them.
I understand that.
Yeah.
The Ronin will say, and of this one, this beast, and Sunuma will shake her head. Will say, number 5 liked this one. I didn't quite understand why, but all things change in time.
I liked your sister. She was kind. She helped make a dear friend. The reason why Yuna is mad, in fact. Our friend Torm, Warforged, perished because of a mission that Tanuma gave us. She will never let go of that grudge. She just won't. Which is what's clouding her vision now. Which is why I haven't left. Which is why I have a conversation yet to have with you.
It does mean that we can never work with her. And whatever meetings that we try to cast with everyone else, she will be a antagonistic voice. Which is a shame.
I also speak for House Deveskos.
You and I both know, even in current times, that a young woman's face has a lot more sway than a monster's.
Of course. But we're trying to change all that, aren't we?
Yes.
Step 1. Communicate. Something.
He looks back to where Yuna and Voss and now Rofi have walked out.
Some people are having a hard time letting go of the old ways of that. Backstabbing, deceit, paranoia.
I also believe a lot of people, by peace, they mean war. Unified war against whatever did this.
It's possible. To be honest with you, that's not really my concern yet. My concern is making sure that the people of this city aren't thrown under the rubble, left to die. There is order to this. There is purpose to this. What's done is done. The steps forward are what make us, what forge us now. We work with the pieces we have.
I agree.
You want a meeting?
I do. I was one of the Daimau's High Circle. I could perhaps allow... I can set the terms. If you're Kato, the Palace Arcanum, the Church, your torturers, and of course the Weavers. And anyone else who would be worth such a meeting. The terms are quite simple, but the way they are carried out should be decided by the people. We must have peace, or we will be eradicated.
Yes. And what of the Sun Elves above you at the moment?
We are working with them for peace.
And
My
what do
sister
they
is with
seek?
them right now. On the
May I?
surface.
Oh, above.
We have a delegate.
Much more complicated than in the Pentagon.
No, she will, like, actually say something in a different Elvish. And a Sun Elf Paladin will walk down the stairs with a step, each one more arrogant than the last. Kind
Does this paladin
look
look
at.
like they're missing a bastard sword by any
No.
chance? Okay, good to know. Continue.
The armor is gleaming gold, almost shining with light, and so are they. They're very old for an elf, very old, but they carry the armor with some youth. They don't seem to have their weapons on them, but it is clear that they would have a sword and shield. And Tuma Wamosha's like, we are negotiating peace between everyone.
Concerning.
We were of the moon aeons ago. Going to this place, it changed us. Listening to Ivrith, it changed us. If that is all, if all the legends are true, it changed us. But we are just another elf, just like them, just like anything else on the surface. And if we could create peace with the surface, we could trade resources. Food would no longer be something that we have to have a dozen chained slaves to harvest. Resources. Knowledge.
For the record, you don't have to convince me that peace is a good thing. I'm aware of the benefits. I'm aware of the benefits of trade. I'm aware of the benefits of diplomacy. That's why I do what I do. I am not the one you need to convince. Why I say concerning is because pre-negotiations, before settlements have been made within the city, is concerning. Because those negotiations predicate on a basis of your control. And you may not have control by the time things are done, and then the negotiations can fall through. Those negotiations falling through would mean any agreement falls through, which means any actual actionable action by these paladins and by the elves of the upper lands and by us are null and void. This is something that has to be handled afterwards, and no disrespect to you,
I say, pointing and motioning to the paladin of the Sun Elves. But
this is not something that you can necessarily negotiate for an entire surface either.
Absolutely.
Not meant to be any form of disrespect. It's just
No.
there is more than that.
I understand
More
our
than you.
people. Well, in theory.
In theory. I understand that.
That is why I would have loved the assistance of House de Vescos, and I do not believe that you can turn them.
I have many friends. Not
All
all
I
of them within
ask
the house.
Is, of course, everything here will remain here. All I ask is that in any actions you do take, as it seems quite clear, as you're getting your hands, all of you, into everything, that you have peace in mind. I have done a lot of terrible things in the name of peace.
Terrible things in the name of peace. It's always strange what people will say. I have
think
done
that's
many
what
terrible things in my life. Many. As Tanuma may have told you, I am a torturer by trade. That is what my job is. I am a diplomat by choice.
But you would never claim you do anything for peace.
My actions, all of them, every last one, are for people.
That's a good line. You should keep track of that one. That would go down well. That might be a better way of selling all of this. People.
Yes. It's all we have, you know.
No. That's why all of this could fall apart. There's so many more variables. Uncountably so.
That's not what I mean. Trust me. And do you play... you may not be familiar. Traitor's Run.
I am, of course, familiar with Traitor's Run. I am a
Good.
genius.
I would love to play with you.
Another time, perhaps. When you're
Another time, perhaps.
friends are not having a tantrum. And she will step closer, saying, I just want a world where my little sister can live without the threat of destruction from our own people. There will always be monsters, there will always be dragons, there will always be realms apart. But you know what I'm saying, you understand.
Of course I do. When I say we only have people and that's all we have, what I mean is we have each other. If we are to live in a society of people, everything else comes second.
Now, catch up with your friends. You will probably have a hard sell now that you've had a long conversation with me.
Yes. Do you know what number 5 did? Do you know what she was looking for?
She was looking for a way to create a new form of life using soul magic.
Yes. And do you know why she came to Yuna?
No.
Because Yuna knows how to do that better than anybody else in this city. Yuna is closer than anybody else has ever been in this city to that. She is looking for good. Believe it or not, she and your sister Sarah shared quite a vision. But, unfortunately, friendship was lost in a way that was far more permanent than Yuna could handle because of your sister. And that is why she is as angry as she is at all of you. Because in her eyes, you are all one and the same. I see different than that. I know that you and your sisters are divergent souls. But
You don't need to tell me this.
do not take her anger as anything against the goals here. It is against you, and solely you. Which is why I think it has a chance, if I convince her otherwise, to not focus on you, but rather on the goals of the people.
Then go. Chase her down and convince her. It's very likely we won't speak again for a long time. But if we do, I'll know where to find you.
Yes. And if you don't, for whatever reason, reach out to Ando or Roger at the Torturer's Tavern.
She nods, seemingly knowing who they are.
I believe it. They're well-known figures and staples in society.
They're well-known figures amongst the criminal element.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna go and
An
drink
inventor
that.
needs to know where the corpse collector is.
Common feature, certainly.
You can go catch up. By now they would have left the castles.
Yeah.
And
I'm
back
gonna
outside
stop off.
with Doric.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop off with Doric and just give him another bro fist before we leave.
Sure. You catch up with the group.
Sorry about that. I had more to say, and I was prepared to die to say it. So, here we are. I'm not dead. That's good.
I feel they're smart enough to know killing a diplomat, even in a time like this, is always a bad move.
Yes, well, that would predicate the notion that I am in fact a diplomat. Let's go.
I bet if I pull one soul out, the rest will follow. A yarn ball.
Yes, well, stop focusing on Tanuma and start focusing on the goals of this city. I don't care what
you mean
do
like the
with
fact that they
Tanuma.
are harboring enemies currently?
Yes.
Like the fact that they
Start
helped them
focusing on
beforehand.
that precisely.
No,
How
the
are we
fact that
going
they
to
maybe help them beforehand?
And I actually speak to her in her mind now rather than out loud because I don't want Doric to be hearing this.
I understand that. That is what we need to talk about in private, where there are no ears of someone who may appear stupider than they are.
I'll look at Doric. Doric?
Doric.
Doric.
Oh, Big Sal.
Big
I
Sal.
don't think you're stupid. And I'll give him a little pat. I just think you traded one master for another. Keep walking off.
He was happy, and then he was like, "What the what?"
One day you won't have to choose, friend.
All right.
It was nice to meet you, by the way.
Stop making friends.
No, never. You can't make me.
Make your way back home. Like silent car ride back home.
Yeah.
Sure. No
I'm
trouble.
immediately gonna go to Kato and tell her about the
I was
first Tanuma.
just-
Oh, okay, you
No,
don't. You
no,
just
no.
you're like
I'm
okay,
actually
this-
gonna grab you, Yuna, and ask you to stop, please.
No.
Let us talk
We should
about
have
this
taken
first.
care of this a long time ago.
Let
No,
us
it-
talk about it, please.
No,
Because Kato
I'm
may not
done
be the
talking
right
about it.
choice now to move with this. Please.
Doesn't
It
matter.
would be.
I can fucking see them. Always. I can track them.
You know, my people, they chose different paths. They went different ways. They even the ones that they thought were right. It didn't work.
They
My people
caused this.
scattered.
This isn't
My
them
people-
choosing a different path, Brophy. This is them causing this catastrophe.
And we need to
Whatever
understand
happened, happened.
exactly
We need
what.
to save everyone.
No, not whatever happened happened. It's currently happening.
Can I please speak to you first before you go to Kato? I'm not going to stop
Speak to
you
me.
from going
But
to...
honestly, you spoke to me last time, and look what happened. We could have stopped this. Rakath.
Please, listen.
If we had just hunted down all of them in the first fucking place.
This would have happened with or without her.
Bullshit.
I believe it
They're
fully.
currently taking refuge in her fucking attic.
Not her attic. The War Strider's attic.
Warstrider, who is nothing but a sad puppet.
Are you referring to the Ronin? Different people. War
Same
Strider
person.
being the
Doesn't matter.
It does matter. It's actually vital to the point. The War Strider was a separate part of the Daimau's circle. Yes, Tanuma likely had information, but that wouldn't have mattered because the individuals, the assassins who came down here in the first place, had already extracted that when they killed Tanuma 5. Anything after that is a result of those individuals, those assassins who killed as many people as they could and caused as much
The
destruction as they could.
Tanumas were all there. They fought together for one cause.
Yes.
And the ones who were left joined the other side. So give
Yes.
me one good reason why I shouldn't.
You should
Murder all of them right now.
absolutely kill all of them, but not
Good.
right now. Because that's not politically strategic. That is an opportunity to get yourself killed and lose the city. I want her
Could
dead.
walk in
too,
right now.
Because she turned on the one person who I actually trusted out of that group by turning sides.
You know what? If I turn around and go kill her right now with Kato's forces, what will happen, Ollie?
What do the gods think? Wheel and woe.
There's also good.
Yes, of course there
I
is.
knew that would be the response.
But there's also bad. I've seen you
don't
do
know
this
that.
before.
I didn't say that.
I've absolutely seen you do this before. Yuna, please. What I am saying is that yes, there is good that will come of it. Of course there is, because someone who is a turncoat, who you can't trust, who turned on her sisters, would be dead. But you would be throwing away this city with her. That's not...
The Weavers are so small. Do you really think they can put that much of a fight?
You would be making the same deal that they just made to destroy the High City.
The High City's already gone.
You would be choosing a few people in lieu of a lot of people. Now that is not a choice.
I don't think that's true. I think we can surgically fucking remove them like the cancer they are.
I think we can too, but I think we need to do it more strategically than that.
And I think we need
They
Kato's
want
armies
a
to do it.
conversation. They want a conversation with all of the major players in this city. Do you
Tanuma
understand
wants
what
to
that
flaunt
means?
her intelligence. That's not a conversation.
You know
that is
what
an
that means,
egomaniac.
Yuna. That means we're getting every single leader in this city in the same room all at once.
If we can fucking kill her there, I'm down for it.
I am not saying we kill her there. I'm saying we kill everybody there.
I thought Ollie was gonna get up for a second. Let's just
Walk
continue
away.
on stream.
You are
Perfect.
still on the street.
Yeah, that was a lot to say on the street.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, every single thing I'm saying is said into Yuna's brain.
True.
So you're hearing
I'm just
Yuna.
yelling.
I'm
Yuna's
still
just yelling, whereas I'm actually just speaking to Yuna. So
So we're just gonna do a bit of this. I'm gonna roll
Yeah,
terrible.
good.
So no, yeah, I hope someone else is looking.
Voss, what
Just
do
to
you
make
think?
you feel better.
I like
I'll
how
go
you're
for
asking
second.
Voss what he thinks when
But
he
Voss is
definitely
like
has
part of
not
the
heard-
conversation.
Not heard what
Sorry,
I've said at
we're
all.
both entirely just in shock right now.
I mean, yeah, no, Boss is very much just kind of like taking in Yuna's half of this conversation, I guess. But yeah, if you ask me that, I'll say what I think is that Tanuma has betrayed not only her comrades, her entire people, and has dragged an honorless Ronin into this as a puppet and convinced a group of people that genocide is a justified means to an end that ultimately may or may not benefit them one way or another. As Rakas said earlier, people do not fight for peace as an abstract concept or freedom. They fight for specific goals to fulfill those means. And I think she has blinded them with the notion of freedom. If you were to ask any of them, I don't think they even know what they're fighting for. And I think it would be extremely wasteful and an extremely poor judgment to even consider aligning ourselves with people who will commit an act such as this, gesturing towards what was the High City, against their own people in exchange for
knowledge.
with those who would cast us out into the Underdark.
May I suggest something? And this is now actually said out loud.
Ragath. Feel free to suggest a smarter way of eliminating her from this world.
Get them all in a room together.
That's fine. We'll play along, but I want her gone.
I know. Can we please go inside now, so we're not shouting on the streets?
We go inside.
That's going inside.
I am gonna cast clairvoyance like on their place, like while I'm within distance of it, just to see what's happening in there.
Whose place?
The place where
Penthouse.
it's at.
Oh, 10 minutes
Couldn't
is
make an
long
imaginary
gone
center.
now.
I'm recasting it.
Can you recast it?
I can cast it however many.
Yeah, but you're like way further than a mile away.
Okay, like while I was within a mile.
Yeah. Like as I like now, you can't see in. While you were leaving, the Ronin seemed pretty perturbed by this conversation, pretty angry, and Tanuma was trying but not really putting a whole lot of effort into calming her down, and it was sort of like, I don't really need you. If you want to be angry about this, you can go and be angry about this. You can take your weavers. Sort of discussion. Seems that you ruffled some spider legs.
All right. Pretty happy about that. I'll let Hardy know about that information. I like the weavers. I think we can use them.
Of course she's distraught. You revealed to her a truth I feel has been weighing on her mind for some time.
I hope so.
I believe that is an avenue. Look, the bottom line right now is that there are people who are getting absolutely neglected because there are people vying for power in this city, none of whom deserve it. That is the problem we face. How do we do what's best for the people? That is all I care about. Whatever the rest of you want to do, I don't care. That is what I am working towards.
Rofi, without saying anything, just sort of walks up and stands next to Rakath.
I think we can all agree with what you're saying, Rakath. But ultimately, I feel that you are too connected for the Tanumas to be objective here.
I want them dead. Every Tanuma who betrayed the memory of the Fifth by turning side, I want them dead.
I look at Rofi to see if he's still standing there. Or if he's like...
He's still standing there.
Off. Okay.
So, if we do get all of these people into one room, what does that look like exactly? Who do we gather?
I list off the names that Tanuma gave. Do I know who the head of the church is now? Because the priestess
It would
is
be
dead,
someone new.
right? Yeah, okay.
And it doesn't necessarily mean head of the church, because the church is infighting. But it is most likely that Kato has a representative of the church, which would probably work. That would be more a Kato situation. Kato has the largest amount of church, unified churchgoers, whereas the church itself is just self-destructing.
And then technically me. I was asked for as well. Which means I'm in that room too. Which means that anything you do in that room will be done to me as well.
It's fine, we can bring you back to life.
If needed.
If I'm in there with you, I can put us in a little pocket, which might save us.
If I am in there and I die, I die. As Yuna said, she could bring me back. And if she can't, Then I've lived a good life and done what was right by the people. So be it. We get everybody in the room. Leave nothing behind.
Okay. With that mission statement, that is a great place to end today's session, giving you a whole week of scheming potential.
If this was like if this was like a proper TV show, it would zoom in on like Rufy flicking to a page that's got the big Aether Stone we have in his book. That's like the end of the thing.
Yeah, you have a lot of MacGuffins.
Yep.
I don't doubt you can do this, but I
am super unhappy with myself today because that's just awful. All of those words I said make me feel really icky.
A lot of the words you
Rufy
guys
just-
said also made me feel icky.
Yeah.
Boob, for instance.
Rufy is in an interesting mindset at the moment,
Yeah, poor Rofi. Rofi's the innocent in all this.
but he wants Narashiro to survive, unlike the other city he was a part of that kind of did not.
Exactly.
Really.
But will he help?
God,
Or we
I'm-
hinder?
super unhappy with all of this, but it's going to be very fun to see where this goes.
Yaha. Which means we can worry about that next week. Why don't we talk about who we are? Starting with Dungeon Dad,
What up?
also known as
That's
Brisket
me.
Boy.
That's
Also
my.
known as Poob.
That's my.
No,
my
you
rap
have the
name.
poob.
Young
He does.
Brisket.
He said he did say I am become Poob though, so he Poob.
Destroyer of worlds.
Destroyer of anus.
Please,
Rough.
we're a Christian
Sorry.
stream,
Are we?
Yeah.
which is why we
Yes.
reference mass genocide.
And mass murder in a room. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
We didn't commit the genocide.
No,
That's
no,
true.
no. I
Mass murder.
referenced it. Yeah.
That's true. God, I am
Um,
just.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
See, ultimately,
Last
what this all
Supper
comes down
coming up.
to- Ultimately, what this all comes down to at the end of the day is talk shit, get hit. So
You guys talk the most shit.
It's true, which is why we're all gonna die.
eventually,
Pretty
anyways.
fucking soon by the sounds of it.
So yeah, what's up? That's me. I have a YouTube channel. It's about monsters of the week, if you will. All kinds of neat monsters. I can make stat blocks so you can use them in your games. It's a good time. Also, if you follow me on Patreon, I am in the process of making a new subclass for every single one of the classes that exist, which has been a daunting task, but it's great. It's fun.
Huh. Amateur
current-
hour.
The current one that I'm working on is the Evangelist Bard, which is basically just a
That's a good one.
televangelist who goes around and faith heals people, and it's
I'm a
great
big
time.
fan of the subclasses that are like you're basically merging two classes together, but not really.
Yeah,
I'm a
which
big
is
fan
just
of
the
that.
cleric Bard. Anyways, so if you want more class options, if you want more monsters, if you want a kiss, then follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and Patreon.
Smooch.
If you happen to live in the greater Halifax area, I'll come give you a smooch. That's the pitch.
All right. Next up on the smooch list is Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. Play here on this game every Sunday. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Tesh.
Hi, I'm Tesh of the Tesh Tube. You can find me under that name on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You should follow my Twitter because cute animal gifts. You should follow Twitch because Destiny, Warframe, Outer Worlds, RPGs, looter shooters, that sort of thing.
And last and most certainly least, William.
Hi, I'm Will. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Will and Graham. I most of the time don't talk about mass murder. Though I do occasionally talk about general murder, and I will be talking about it a little bit more as I'm doing some more writing projects coming up over the next little while, and one of them is a little bit murder mystery related, so that's going to be pretty fun. On top of that, though, I also do a bunch of other stuff, which is secret right now. But that's happening with Ollie and Josiah, so stay tuned on all of our Twitters for that, as one of us will inevitably leak information before we're supposed to.
Oh, I'm so leaky!
Yeah. And, pretty much beyond that, we're going to be facing, apparently, potentially, some pretty devastating things in this campaign. So make sure you stay tuned for next week, where we die. We did, by the way, I just want to point out, we did, in fact, survive the curse of Josiah this episode. It was close.
Yeah.
No one died when he posted the uh-oh gif. This is the last time he posted the uh-oh gif. And the time before he posted the uh-oh gif was when we party wiped. So
we have survived it.
We did survive the Josiah curse.
Except, you know what? The issue is we may have set up the party wipe for later with this.
We definitely did. So, anyways, speaking of
next week,
wiping,
we'll have to post a blessed gif.
You have to cleanse us.
Speaking of wiping and
getting
the anus that rules over us all, Ollie, what's up with you?
I resemble that remark. Hey!
Resemble or resent?
I know what I said. Rarely. I have this game here, which is always one of those situations where we'll just see what happens. I'm not stopping anything. Who knows? If you didn't know, this show is heavily linked to Jarviskjir Mother's Love. So if you're confused about what's going on, you can keep in the dark, or you can watch that and get a little bit more insight into particularly Tanuma. There's also apparently an extra show on Wednesdays called A Mother's Horn, Horn of Plenty, but that hasn't been on for a little bit, so we'll see. Who knows? I've been working on a bunch of stuff, which means streams have been a little bit all over the place because I like to sleep. And I will not apologize for that. But check Discord. I will say if I'm doing something. Right now it's very super casual until I can get my hand on Luigi's Mansion 3. And then we can live our best lives. We show is supported by Patreon. If you support the Patreon for $5 or more a month, you get access to the Monday show. The new Monday show is the Fallow Gem Academy. It's like Fallout, the 3 seasons. That's the game everybody loves. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I don't know what it's called. I haven't played it, but apparently it's basically the same thing, which is great. It's a high school academy game of people trying to become adventurers. And they're level 0. So there's that fun. Yep, that's that. We'll see you hopefully next week with a whole new steaming warm batch of bullshit. Bye.